Hi everyone, I'm Chef Susie with LearnToCook.com, and today I'm going to be making the red velvet cake, a longtime Southern favorite which has been gaining in popularity in the last few years. It seems everyone these days wants a red velvet cake. So knowing that, let's get started. The red velvet cake is known for its rich red color and its distinct chocolate flavor, which is very mild, just kind of a hint of cocoa. So let's get started. I have my whole eggs with my buttermilk, my vanilla, and my vinegar, and I'm whisking these together. And this is going to be my wet ingredient for the recipe. And I'm going to be creaming my butter and sugar on my mixer, adding my cocoa and my red color, and then I'm going to be alternating my wet ingredients with my dry ingredients. And then we'll be putting the cake in an 8-inch pan and baking it for about 20 minutes. So knowing all that, let's get started. We're going to turn our mixer on. I have my room temperature butter on my mixer with my granulated sugar, and I'm just going to cream this until it's well incorporated. And I'm using my Organic Valley butter, which is a longtime favorite of mine. I just like it. I like the way it tastes. So while that's mixing, we're going to be mixing together our red color and our cocoa powder. Just going to make a simple paste out of these two, and then we're going to be adding this to our butter and sugar mixture. It's going to take a little bit to get this incorporated, but as soon as it's ready to go, we're going to be putting it on the machine. Now that both of these ingredients are mixed together, I'm going to stop the machine, and I'm just going to go ahead and add my cocoa powder and my red color. Now that my ingredients are well incorporated, I'm going to be scraping this mix down, and then we're going to start alternating with our wet and our dry ingredients to be sure that all is mixed in well. We're going to start with a little bit of flour. This is our flour and our baking soda mixture. And then we're going to be adding a little bit of our egg mixture. So we're going to go ahead and add the rest of our dry ingredients, and then we're going to follow up with our wet ingredients. And now our batter is ready to go. I'm just going to scrape down my batter one last time, making sure that all of those ingredients from the bottom are well incorporated. And we're going to divide this in half. So we're going to make 2 layers for our red velvet cake. I have 2 8-inch cake pans that I greased earlier. I just used a baking spray, and I've also lined them with paper. I like to line all of my cake pans with paper. Then you're sure that your cake is going to come out. It's not going to stick. So we're going to divide this batter in half. It's a nice red color. You'll be sure to dazzle your friends and family with this recipe. You're going to wow them with your red velvet cake. And you can easily make this into cupcakes if you'd like to. Just the cupcakes, you're going to bake them a little less time. I'm going to be putting this in a 350-degree oven for about 20 minutes, or until the top springs back when touched, or when I insert a toothpick, it comes out clean. So be mindful to keep an eye on your cakes when they're in the oven. because all ovens vary and temperatures are different depending what time of year, how cool your kitchen is. So keep an eye on your baked goods once you put them in. So now that our batter is well distributed and evenly smoothed out in our pans, I'm going to be putting this in the oven. Now that our red velvet cake has been completely baked, I baked it in a 350-degree oven for about 20 minutes. It sprung back when I touched it, and I also did a toothpick test and made sure that the toothpick came out clean. So we're going to be icing this with our cream cheese icing that we made earlier. We're just going to put a little bit on the first layer, and then we'll be putting the second layer right on top. This is a super easy cake to make, and you don't have to decorate it in a fancy way either. Everyone that you make this for is really going to love it. So we're just putting some icing between these layers for a nice filling. The cream cheese icing is perfect for the red velvet cake, goes together so well. I'm going to be putting the second cake on top. I'm putting it upside down because the bottom is the flat layer and you want the top of your cake to be flat, so it makes sense, right? So we're going to put some cream cheese icing on top, and we're just going to swirl this around the cake. I have this right on my cake plate. It's ready to go. You can put it on your counter covered, or even take it to a friend or someone in your family's house for dinner. You have a nice little dessert. They'll be impressed with you that you're making homemade cake. So I'm just kind of working the icing to the end, and then I'm just kind of going around the cake. I'm going to take a little bit more icing out of my bowl. And I don't want to skim across the cake when I'm decorating my cake like this so I don't get any crumbs. Just carefully going around the sides of the cake. Kind of a little bit of a rustic, old-fashioned pattern to your nice homemade cake. Then you can just swirl it around. And if you have any spots like that show up, just go ahead and touch them up. This is a really cute cake, and all of your friends and family are going to love it. This is a fun cake to make. You can even color your icing if you'd like. And if I'm kind of skimming against the cake, I'm just adding a little bit more icing, kind of carefully swirling it around. And this is our red velvet cake for today. Thanks for joining me at learntocook.com, and we'll see you next time.
Well, thanks for joining us today at learntocook.com. Be sure to comment and to subscribe. Also visit us on Facebook and Twitter. Have a great day, and thank you.